I'm pretty nervous. Think something's after me. If I don't make it out of here, give my RC collection to Pardon My Noob, and delete my browser history. Welcome back to the Scale Builders Guild. Thanks again for watching. It's week 13 of the Axial Honcho Budget Build-Off. We are spending some money this week and we are making things look good. The important thing to remember here is that I had money left over from previous weeks, so we are doing a bit of a spend this week, but overall, I'm really happy with what we've got and I'm really happy with how it's starting to look. I guess you could say we're spending all the money on the front of the truck this week. Much thanks to Wertymade for creating the new Honcho SCX10 2 specific front bumper. This thing looks amazing. It's got room for lights. It's got room for winch. It's got room for D-rings. It looks awesome. Powder coated in black, high strength steel welded together by the man himself. It brings so much more functionality to the front of this truck, and it helps increase the approach angle of the truck overall. I'm super happy with how this thing looks. I think it's really aggressive. I took the existing Honcho fog lights from the front of that original bumper, added them to this bumper. I think they look pretty cool on there. They're not functional yet, but maybe down the road they will be. This bumper retails for $47. I picked it up from Wertymade Direct, and I bet you will see it at our PP Hobby soon. Installation of this front bumper is super easy. Remove your existing front bumper, take off the mount plate that comes with the Honcho, and quite literally screw this into place with two 3 mils, two 2.5 mils, and their associated locking nuts. That's it. I routed my winch cable through the front as shown, and added 2 D-rings from RC 4-wheel drive. I think they really complete the look, and add a tiny bit of functionality and Sorka points if that's something that you're after. The stock bumper is a bit of a land anchor. It's going to get hooked up on a lot of things. It sticks out way too far. This changes all of that. You get a nice approach angle. You're going to be able to get over obstacles that you weren't able to get over before because you'd be grinding that bumper up against them. This just makes things all that much better. I think it looks fantastic. Let's move on to the next part. And now what I consider to be definitely a must-have on the Trail Honcho, a new Knight Customs 3D printed grille courtesy of Shapeways. This piece looks amazing. James took a lot of time and effort to make sure he was going to make a piece that was going to fit perfectly. He took the dimensions of the Honcho and created what I think is one of the best looking pieces he's ever made. He's done 3 different versions of this grille for 3 different model years of the Tacoma, inspired by the Tacoma, and I've gone with the 2001 to 2004 style grille. Mine came as a pre-production unit, so it was printed in white. Everything you buy here on out will be printed in black, so you won't have to go through the same steps I did. But if I can be honest, sometimes the Shapeways stuff comes out a little bit rough, so I did give this piece a sanding with a few different grits of sandpaper just to smooth out the finish a little bit. Then I shot it with some Tamiya primer. I painted in 2 different colors, a black and a dark gray, just to give it a bit of texture and a bit of depth. I did also paint the inside of each lens with a Molotow chrome marker. You might remember that from last week. That kind of marker comes in super handy, and I definitely recommend you pick one up. The lenses are clear, obviously. I did add a little bit of clear orange on the inside just to denote the marker lenses. Also, because I'm a super huge troll, put a Nissan logo on the front just to be a goof. A few tips for when you install it yourself. It's very important to follow the contour of the Honcho body lines to make sure you get an accurate fit. I cannot stress that enough. It's very important that you do that. Otherwise, you will have fitment issues. Definitely be careful. I used a very sharp number 11 Excel hobby blade to make sure that I got a very accurate cut. I did try my best to make sure I kept a little tiny strip at the bottom because James did include a little recess that allows for that piece to stay, and it just makes the truck look better keeping that on there. I use the score and snap method where you score the line rather than try to cut it yourself and then just snap it free. It always creates a nice sharp edge for me, and definitely works better than trimming it with scissors. One thing to note on the mounting of the Knight Customs grill, James does provide anchors to screw the grill to the body. I, however, didn't want to wreck the look and didn't want to add any more external screws, so I shoe glued the grill into place. It seemed like as reasonable an option, and it's definitely not coming out. Another top tip, because this is an older truck, or at least modeled after an older truck, halogen and xenon bulbs weren't a thing. They were regular, everyday incandescent bulbs. So, naturally, headlights had a warmer glow to them. What I've done here is I've actually painted the LEDs with a little bit of yellow clear from Tamiya. That will give you that warmth that came out of those headlights. Here's a little demo of how that looks. I think it looks way better than the super bright, somewhat blue LEDs that are usually packaged with most RTRs and most LED light kits. This is definitely the look I was after, and I'm super happy with how it turned out. And that pretty much does it for the week. 2 items that, whilst on their own, don't mean a whole bunch, but add so much to the overall look of the truck. I'm super happy. I think this is a very important week. It's nice to have a little bit of dimension and a little bit more texture up front than just a sticker. I think it looks great. I definitely recommend you pick one up if you're doing a Honcho build as well. I spent $37.65 at Shapeways to get the Knight Customs grill and lenses. Hey Ding Dong, did you forget to mention the giveaway? Well, yes I did. James Knight of Knight Customs has graciously provided us one of his new Honcho grills for giveaway. Yes, all you have to do to enter, post in the comments below. I will send it out to one of you at random next week. Thanks so much to James and Shapeways for making 3D products easy to get into our hands and making this hobby better. And with that, I think it's time for a tally, the most important part of any budget build-off. I spent a total of $102.63 on the Wertymade bumper, the Knight Customs grill and lenses, and 2 RC 4-wheel drive worn D-rings. With my weekly budget of $50, I went grossly over budget, and I'm in the hole $52.63. But with the remainders from previous weeks, I'm still in the black, sitting at $5.80. Hard to believe after all that spending, but it's true. I really had a great time putting this part of the budget build together, as I'm really starting to feel like this is becoming my truck. In the coming weeks, we'll be going over some more weathering techniques, and we'll still be doing a few bits and pieces to help performance. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in week 14.